I really feel so blessed to be here, just alive and at peace inside, connecting, and however each of us connects one with another and with the people that we can't see, that we're not with right now. There's a phrase that kept coming to me, and this evening seems to be a perfect expression of it. I've learned it through my years working with people from all different religions and working as in peace building. And it's called the quality of personhood. When Brother Hirsch just said, so what is the spirituality that connects deeper than all of the different religions and traditions? And I would say it's the joy of identifying the personhood in each person. There's an incredible, unique, and divine gifted presence in each person, and I call it the gift of personhood. And just again, as a person who's worked with peace building and trying to understand how do you bring peace in conflict zones and all of that, the teachers I had would be very happy with this evening, because they said it's not in your head that all this happens. It's your quality of personhood. You sing, you dance, you laugh, you talk, you tell your stories. You learn about the life and culture and place that people live. You allow your personhood to get stronger and stronger. So that's not what I had planned to say, but I wanted to just begin with that because I think it's a beautiful word to keep. Each of us has a personhood, and it is soul and God-given. And I wrote down some of my thoughts because this is one of my favorite topics: personal freedom, inner freedom, spiritual freedom. And I have a few quotes, and I wanted to be correct in what I was saying. So I'm very glad to be here on the Independence Day of India, 75 years of independence. And what we're doing, even though we have a flag and we're proud, we're using this opportunity, and I'm not surprised we're doing it in the BK home, to ask deeper questions, to go inside and say, what is freedom for me? Like Sister Hema, it gave us many good examples. How do I experience my freedom? What is the freedom that we feel in our mind and in our hearts? So we have done that. This evening, we've gone inside of ourselves and we've begun to look at, what does personal freedom really mean to me? And how am I using my day-to-day experiences to deepen my capacity to have that kind of inner sense of beingness, of trust, of connection? And how do we let other people around us do the same thing, enjoy their growing sense of personal freedom? And I did want to connect this whole subject, especially in the context of living in our societies. The United States, India, we're both countries, especially America, that touts it's a land of the free. And the constitutions of both of our countries say that freedom is very important to their societies. It's a core value. And again, as Sister Hema was saying, so many times we go just on the surface of those constitutional rights, which is, yeah, I have a right to do what I want as long as I don't hurt somebody else. Yeah, there is equality. I mean, there is a guarantee of freedom of speech and freedom to practice my faith. There's a freedom I have to follow my dream and work hard to get where I want. Those are all good. That's all true. But I think that's not all that freedom means, even for a country. And even though we hardly experience it today in America or in India, I do think we have this potential that a nation's understanding of freedom can go deeper And it can really mean something more in a whole culture. So one of my favorite teachers is Jacob Needleman. He's a philosopher and he's a long-term teacher at SF State down the road there. And he wrote a book called The American Soul. And in a class I attended, he asked the students, so what does freedom mean to you? And yeah, they answered pretty much what we were just saying. I have freedom to do what I want and I can go where I want. And he said, let's think deeper. He said the answer he was thinking about, what is the freedom that America offers or any country that wants to have a free society? It's also the freedom to go deeper. Freedom for the people to find the unique power within themselves. They're respected that much that the country wants them to go deeper and find their own inner freedom. He wrote, no civilization can long endure or justify itself unless it allows two currents to exist. One that moves outward toward the life of action and reaction in the outer world, and one that flows inward toward the endless source of consciousness and being. So yeah, he saw that the outer freedom America provided and is enshrined in our Constitution also opens this door for the potential for people's spiritual growth. This is a radical idea. That's why I love it so much. People go, are you sure? I think it is actually written into the soul of not just individuals, but those individuals come together and they make societies and communities and countries. There's another great image that comes from a book called Sacred America by Richard Houston. And he writes, while wagon trains rolled west in the 19th century, we see all those people moving, they're exercising their freedom. He said others stayed east and traveled further in their minds than any horse could take them. The aspiration to a better life had an inner as well as an outer direction. And this impulse, founded on the urge for the good and the true, the virtues, has always been at the heart of what America stands for. So yes, constitutions enshrine the values, they write them down, but they don't have the power to bring those freedoms into being. Houston goes on to write, the flame in the hearth, here, the hearth of inner freedom has to come from elsewhere, from deeper than the most brilliant rational thoughts, from our relationship with something unspeakable, which transcends us. So again, it's this coming together here in San Francisco at the BK Center. We are connecting the meaning of freedom, the national independence of India, with a meaning of deeper freedom that is founded on our relationship with the divine, with the supreme self, with something that transcends us. And that's deep inside, so it's not owned by anyone. It's not one religion. It's a deep sense of our own inner freedom that we're searching for in more and more consciousness. And I did do a little research in some of the BK wisdom books, and I realized that they're right in line with this sensibility. One BK teaching is, real freedom is to experience the true essence of one's being. Understanding yourself is the key to freedom. Freedom resides within the mind and the heart. And as we've been experiencing here, freedom is exquisitely, personal freedom, inner freedom is exquisitely our own. It's personal for us. And how we practice it day by day and how we grow our capacity in that inner self and how we bring the best of that into our society, I think it is daily practice through meditation, through going out and then coming back. Here I am now in my meditation. Now I'm out with my family or my colleagues. How is that freedom, peace moving through me and out into the world and back again? So I believe they're just intertwined and never done. That inner desire, that desire for inner freedom, and how we manifest that in our societies. So my wish for us on this Independence Day for India is that more and more people experience our own inner peace, and that we take that into our society so there is more authentic independence, and people do enter politics. They do bring that deeper sensibility, and they exercise their inner freedom, and they fulfill the destiny of their soul. It's the soul of America. It's the soul of India. Let's not forget that as we celebrate its freedoms. Thank you.